All right, what's up, guys? So, I wanted to talk on this comment that I got on TikTok where somebody was trying to say that PvE and Escape from Tarkov ruined the video game, and that's why they won't add no PvE mode to Arc Raiders. What I'm trying to figure out though is how just giving the game, and just like the last time I talked on this, where if I'm using the restaurant example, how does having more items on the menu ruin that restaurant? Because if my thing is this, if there's all these different restaurants that only has one food, one drink, one chair, one table, one waiting area, one waiter, one cook, versus a restaurant where if the last game I used as an example to kind of not so much compare it to Arc Raiders, but just having it in that same conversation, Fortnite, where it's like they got like all these different modes. But yeah, just going back to that restaurant example, all these different areas that I can sit at, all these different food items on the menu, drink items on the drink menu and stuff, a bunch of waiters, a bunch of cook. You're going to overall have the experience that you want to have at that restaurant. But then yes, also, switching gears back to Fortnite, whatever mode you're looking for, the game's gonna have it. So that's what I'm trying to figure out is they add one other mode to Escape from Tarkov and that ruins the game. No, what actually ruined Escape from Tarkov is that the company, the developers behind Escape from Tarkov became money hungry. They want you to pay to play the PvE mode. Yeah, because they just recently released Escape from Tarkov on Steam. Hold on for a second. Let me see. There it goes. Yeah, it's still in the recently viewed. I didn't even know Steam had a thing like that, recently viewed. But anyways, they got three different editions. So they got the standard edition. Currently, right now, it's on sale. Like all the sales is like 15% off for each edition. But anyways, so they have the standard edition that's 42.49. But outside the sale is 49.99, and then the Left Behind and Prepare for Escape edition. Both of those are 69.69 and 93.49, and that's the DLCs, and that's what's crazy to me is that they are charging. So this is the PVE mode that they have you pay for. It's 29.99, and it's currently it's on sale for 25.49, and that's the only way that you can play PvE. And I think they did have like a, wasn't it Escape from Tarkov? They went viral some time ago because they had like a $200 copy of the game, and it's like, and I guess because it comes with all these different things, and it's like, okay, if this game is still an extraction shooter. It ain't like if you're paying $200 for modes and all these other different things in the game. No, you're paying $200 because they're giving you a crap ton of stuff that you can use throughout the game. So you play this game for a whole year, all that $200 gone, done. Like you done lost everything. If you have the normal experience that any other gamer would have, you're gonna lose all of that stuff. Or either, yeah, you're gonna run out of ammo, whatever the case may be, get killed, somebody's gonna rob you. Yeah, you're gonna lose all of that stuff. So that's why, people, and then that's another thing, people are like, oh, get good, skill issues, stuff like that. Fam, no, I'm speaking from experience of playing a game where they're adapting to people that are trying to have a good experience with the game. See, that's what a developer would do if they want people to stay and play this game for a long period of time. But I guess 10 years from now, a bunch of different games then came out. Yeah, let's say Grand Theft Auto 6, Call of Duty got its act together. EA done decided to add more content to Battlefield. What are some other, Forza Horizon 6? I'm saying just with all the different games that's coming out, let's just see games coming out in 2026. Let's see. So they're coming out with a new Fable game, Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. Gears, I'm just going based off of the games that I know, and these are just the games I know. There might be some games that you know of where it's like, oh, I know once when that game comes out, I'm gonna be playing that. But anyways, Gears of War E-Day, Marvel's Wolverine, Forza Horizon 6, let's see what else. They Subnautica. 2, I guess, but like that's just Google. I'm like I wish they had like more, but I just know I found this Wikipedia thing, so it's like yeah, let's go based off of that because they got a better list. So this was from January to March, so they're gonna be re-releasing Animal Crossing on the Nintendo Switch. Final Fantasy, I think they already released it. Oh, I guess it's I think they're gonna it's like a integrate, but they're also gonna be releasing it on Switch and stuff. So but anyways, let's see. There's a lot of different games that they're gonna be releasing and re-releasing next year. But Neo 3, they're coming out with another one of those. Ride 6, oh yeah, it's like a motorcycle racing game. High on Life 2. They're coming out with another Yakuza game. I think it's either going to be a remake or a new game. I don't know. But anyways, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, that's coming out on the Switch. Tokyo Extreme Racer, that's coming out on the PlayStation 5. Like if you look at all of the different games, because yeah, the 007 game, there's a lot of different games that's coming out next year. They're coming, oh yeah, that's right, they are coming out with a Halloween game. Then yeah, of course, Grand Theft Auto 6. Then they got like a lot of games that has like unscheduled release. They don't know when exactly the game's gonna come out, but even that list is long. So there's all these different games, right? That's coming out next year. Do you think you're going to be, and I'm like, I gave you guys a 10-year gap, but just next year alone with all the different games that's going to be coming out, unless you're like a mega fan of extraction shooters, I don't see the average gamer sitting and be like, oh, Grand Theft Auto 6 and all these other different games coming out next year. I think I'm going to continue playing Arc Raiders. I think Arc Raiders is going to be better than, if anybody thinks Arc Raiders is going to be better than Grand Theft Auto 6, I'm sorry, but I feel like that's going to be the time where you're going to see next year, you're going to see a lot of different developers show their true colors where they got games on sale. They're going to be adding a bunch of different content. Why? Because they know that they don't have nothing, I guess, to keep people heavily engaged and involved with the game. And that's another reason why Escape from Tarkov fell off. I played Escape from Tarkov. I was playing it for a little bit, and I realized that this is it. This is all that you can do in the game. Game ain't got no story, but it's like you got these areas where a story can be explored. You got like all these different things. I'm saying from like, another game that I can think of, and this is a game that people were comparing Arc Raiders to, but I'm like, at least with that game, yeah, they might not had no story when the game very first came out, but as the time went on, they added stuff to the game. They made the game better than me personally, I had liked the game when it originally had came out, but yeah, then eventually they added a story, they added DLCs and all these other different things. And yeah, it might be a little bit too early to tell what Arc Raiders, but just based off of the roadmap that they have, it doesn't look like to me, it doesn't look like a promising roadmap, not for me, but for the people that are sitting around playing this game day and night, posting clips and all this other stuff. But a game that I can think of is Generation Zero. Now, when that game came out, they had a lot of different things that you could do. They had like all these different areas that you can explore. I think that was like the main thing about that game was just all the different areas that you can explore. But as the time went on, fam, they had it where because I think the last time I played that game, you can have a robot as a companion. I think they might have added more weapons and stuff. They added a bicycle, I guess, if that's interesting. I think they did add new enemies. They never, as big as the map was, they didn't need to do no map expansions. Like, fam, that's what I mean by the game, like, it changed, but it didn't change by that much because it was like they already kind of had what they wanted. I had to say, yeah, Generation Zero, that was a game that wasn't in, or I don't think it was in early access, but it kind of portrayed like it was. Because yeah, I think I got that game on, I think it was PlayStation. I think it was either PlayStation or Xbox. But yeah, the game was fun. The game was good, but it had a lot of different things that you could do in there. That's a game where I wouldn't mind replaying that game again, because just the amount of stuff that you are going to have to go through, fam, I might even just download that game again for old time's sakes, because that's a game that got replay value. Now, Arc Raiders, it also has replay value, but for how long? See, Generation Zero, that's a game where it's like you can be like, I'm trying to think, maybe, yeah, okay, 10 years down the road, and it's like, dang, like, yeah, let's say, like, technology, they done came out with a new Xbox, they done came out with a new PlayStation, and, technology, like, visuals done got better, graphics done got better, or, like, it doesn't even matter if the game, came out for the last gen consoles, like, no, any game that you have, it's gonna look amazing. The 8K TVs or 16K, like, yeah, 10 years down the road, technology then, it done stepped up, from computers to computer monitors and all that other stuff. And Generation Zero, that will be a game where it's like you sit down and think it like, dang, I wonder, if that game is playable, how would that game look? Arc Raiders ain't gonna have that same conversation. It's not, because it's one of those games. If I could truly compare Arc Raiders to any other game out there, it wouldn't be Escape from Tarkov. It would be Overwatch. Everybody loved Overwatch when it came out. Everybody was playing Overwatch when it came out. That was a game where you seen everybody playing it. It was people that was like that you would see play Call of Duty. They was playing Overwatch. People that you would see play Counter Strike. They was playing Overwatch. People that you would see, I'm trying to think, even me for an example, where you have all of these different genres that you are involved in, all these different genres of games where it's like I like playing them all. I was playing Overwatch. And eventually it got down the road where it's like, okay, nothing new or different is being added to this game. Why am I still playing it? And then there's all these other Overwatch 1, that game came out in, I think it wasn't it 2016. I think it was 2016 when that game very first came out. But yeah, it was a 2016 game. So that game, it came out May. Dang, that game came out on the Nintendo Switch too, huh? All right. Well, not like the 2, but the also on the Nintendo Switch, because the 2 hadn't even came out yet. But anyways, but yeah, but look at all the different games that came out since then. Like, and my thing is this: for that person that was playing Overwatch, excuse me, for that person that was playing Overwatch when that game very first came out, how many were you playing? Are you still playing that game today? Is that one of those games where it's like you haven't played no other games since then? Because that's how people are defending Arc Raiders. They're like, oh, I'm not gonna be playing no other games. Arc Raiders, it's the best. It's love. It's life. It's this. And my thing is this: do you see yourself 10 years down the road where all these different in games that hadn't even been announced yet, games where it's like we don't even know about them, the developer that's that it's like that's working on that game, they haven't even came out and said nothing, but that's gonna, and whatever that game is, that's gonna be the game where it's like everybody's gonna be transitioning over from Arc Raiders to whatever that game is gonna be. So that's why I'm like, fam, if you want this game to last a long time and have it where, and it's funny because I had somebody was saying that, a couple of people had said that. I think I talked about it the last time, but somebody else was like, don't compare Fortnite. They said something along the lines, I can't remember word for word what they were saying, but they didn't like that I compared or had Fortnite in the same conversation as Arc Raiders. But I'm like, when you look at Fortnite and how long that game's been around, because what, that game, it came out a year after Overwatch. Let's just see Overwatch to their player count. But overall, that's what I was getting ready to say about Overwatch 2, is that game came out, and yeah, it's like people ain't playing it like how they used to play it. But anyways, Fortnite, I think this is that website where they, okay, cool. So there's that for Overwatch 2. So this game, so they don't have, I wonder if they got Overwatch 1, because I also want to go based off of that. So let's open that page up. But Overwatch 2 currently has 15,994 players, and then a 24-hour peak. They must have lost half of those players, because in the 24-hour peak it was at 30,000. So 15,000 players are playing it right now. 30,000 players in the 24-hour peak, and they had a 75,000 player peak 2.3 years ago, so pretty much when the game had came out. But they don't even have, why don't they have Overwatch 1? Why they only have Overwatch 2? That's weird how they did that. I don't know why they would have it. Hold on for a second. Overwatch 1, they probably ain't gonna have it set up that way where you can look at oh, wait a minute, hold on. Nope, that ain't it. I thought, I don't know why they took it away, because it's like, yeah, all you could just see now is Overwatch 2 stuff, and it's like, fam, like, what about Overwatch 1? That game that game does exist. But anyway, they got like DLCs and stuff on there. I'm like, I don't know how a DLC is gonna have a player count. But anyways, and then yeah, Fortnite has they have so yeah, let's just go off of this website, fortnite.gg. So they currently, right now, they got over 700,000 people playing the game. In the 24-hour peak, they had 1.4 million people playing it, and they had an all-time peak 12 months ago where 14 million people were playing was playing this game. I'm just going based off of I don't know if they have like an Overwatch. Let's see if they got like an Overwatch 2 Xbox player count. Let's see, live player count. Oh, this might be everybody playing the game all together. Live player count. Oh, okay. So they actually, all right. So yeah, if you go based off of this website, it's actually a lot more, and that's because they're adding everybody. But anyways, so currently right now they got 449,000 people playing the game. Daily players 3.8 million, and monthly play. I don't think that's accurate. 21 million monthly players. And let's just see how much viewership they got going on whatchamacallit. Because I'm just going based off of what people are talking about, and I have not heard nobody talk about Overwatch 2 in a long time. But anyway, so let's see. See, it's like they don't even have it where it's like on the and I'm looking, I'm like, my eyes there is as wide and as buck as I can have them, and I'm not seeing, I'm seeing all these other different games. Let's just search for it, because I'm like, that's just doing way too much. They probably have like quite a few people. Okay, so it has 15,000 viewers. Okay, so that's let's see who's the most view. They got like recommended high to low. Most viewed player is yeah, they got 5,000 on one stream. So and that's like, and yeah, that person super TF gotta be a big content creator, because you look at everybody else, and it's some other creators that's verified too, and they can't their streams have even broke past 1,000. So that's why I'm like, yeah, fam, Overwatch at one point in time, it was a solid game, but I just think that now it's not, it ain't all that. It was like it was at one point. But yeah, and yeah, I think that that's gonna be the same situation. Like, yeah, you are gonna have people where they still play the game, because Arc Raiders, it's not like they're gonna most likely come out with some DLCs, different areas that you can extract to, weapons, new enemies, and all that other stuff. But if they're only going to have one mode, that's not gonna work. I'm sorry, but it's one of those things where, and then that's if they decide to go down the route where they want to charge people to play a PvE mode, that's really gonna put a bad rap out for Arc Raider. So yeah, that's why I'm like, people, I guess, getting on me about comparing that. I'm like, that's literally the next biggest extraction shooter game. Like, I can't, maybe because I think they said, was that marathon game, and I'm like, fam, there's going to be other extraction shooters that comes out where, and then there's the ones that's already out where they gonna come out with updates to get people involved in playing the game. So that's why I'm like, fam, I don't think they realize like how big the competition is. Like, yeah, you guys like had like a big trailer, and everybody was talking about the game and stuff, but eventually there are going to be other games that come out where it's not even extraction shooters, and people are going to be playing those, like, that's already playing Arc Raiders, but there's going to be other extraction shooters coming out, and Marathon, that's going to probably be the next big extraction shooter. If not, it's going to probably be bigger than Arc Raiders. So that's why I'm like, yeah, fam, because I'm pretty sure people were saying that with Escape from Tarkov when that game came out. There ain't going to be no other extraction shooter that's going to top this game. What just came out not too long ago. So anyways, on that note, I am going to call it with this video. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.